like all I could hear, like as he's just screaming, is just like a 5-year-old crying, going, eh, That's all I could hear the whole time. He's just like bitching at Boogie, and I'm just sitting there like, my God, this does not look good. You know?
Yeah, he's literally saying, I hate you so much.
Yeah, like again, I can see it's like just a picture like a big-headed, small-bodied little Keemstar stomping his foot on the ground, like face red with like fucking anger, but like I said, acting like a fucking 5-year-old just who didn't get his fucking ice cream that day. And what's worse is that now people are milking that reaction for all it's worth because Keem put it out there again, and Rich is the one like raking in the cash. And because of all this, this has basically undermined that entire lol cow podcast to the point where I'm like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, Boogie had to get on his knees begging and said sorry to Batty Keemstar.
If it was me, to be completely honest, I would have just said like, you know what, Keem, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I did what I did. I apologize to you for it. I'm gonna leave. Fuck you. Like just flat out say to Keem like when he's like, you should get on your fucking knees and just say, you know what, I stole your fucking money. Go fuck yourself. Bye. Good luck with the rest of that shit show you call podcast, bitch, and just leave. Like full on dead stop. That's it. That's the end of it. But of course, Wings, or sorry, Boogie does not have that integrity. He just kind of, you know, he is not a person. He is a worm. He is a spineless worm that will just abandon. Like that was like the most humiliating thing. And I'm sure Keem's like, yes, like that gave him his little ego boost. But nothing's ever going to remove him from being like having that temper tantrum. Like that's the worst of it. Like like you shouldn't do that because again you give ammunition to more people like Keemstar is an unstable person, he's a bitch, and yada yada yada. And Keem just constantly trying to be like, oh, look how much better I am, look at this, look at my amazing la 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 la. It doesn't help him, if anything, especially with like videos like this out there of him just screaming his head off like a fucking bitch. Oh, sorry, not a bitch, a fucking 5-year-old. It doesn't help. If anything, he's put himself back in that position of the whole. What was it? He's put himself back into that gnome situation all over again.
Yeah.
Again, you think he'd learn by now, but it's like, nope. The man has a fucking ego on him that cannot die.
It's kind of karma when you think about it. 'Cause now he can't really, originally he wanted to really sensationalize this when I was kind of doing
Yeah, and again, I get where the anger comes from. He's angry because he's invested all this time and money, and one of the cows that he wanted to use wound up, what's it called? Wound up walking away. So DSP left. They don't get like the other obvious like replacement cows. They don't get like someone like Rich or someone who's like similar to DSP in any way, shape, or form. Instead, he tries to get like this fucking nobody from the internet bloodsport days and try to use him as like another cow, and it doesn't work. And then one of the cows that he like I said, the person he invests this money to just basically fucks him over completely. And that's what I mean. It's this situation where everything that could have gone wrong with this entire thing has not only gone wrong, but has exploded in Keem's face in a way that I don't think he anticipated. And it's just fucking ironic, all things considered. And it sucks because in many ways this is basically DSP having his little victory lap again, because now he'll use this as a kind of like, you see, this is why they're bad and blah 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 blah. Like he'll try to like obviously weaponize this to be like, oh, I'm a success, I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah 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 blah. But he's not what's the word? It's not going to work in the way he wanted to, but there's an entire possibility that it could.
Yeah.
That's really what it is at the end of the day when you think about it. Especially with, this whole like disaster. Like I said, it's a fucking disaster at the end of the day. There's no real like success. There's no real like nobody's walking away looking, quote unquote pretty after this. Everyone looks like a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Like what is it? The cows, for example, look terrible because they're all nobody can trust them. Like nobody should trust a snake in the grass like that. Um, what is it? The quote unquote farmers look like complete dumbasses because they're getting involved in the situation where it's like, oh, we milk the cows? Or it's like when literally one of the fucking cows just lets itself get milked by anyone else, yada yada yada. That's what I mean. It's like, what's it called? It's one of those situations where like I said, everything that could go wrong went uh, absolutely wrong, and there's no way, there's no recovering it now. And if anything, Keem is going to he's going to keep suffering from this because again, if he gets rid of Wings, that's one of the big hurt people that they wanted to see out the door. And that's bad because he's already like this show was already struggling without DSP, like the trifecta of losers, basically. And now, if Boogie leaves, that leaves another gaping hole open. And again, who gets on the podcast at that point? Who do they replace? Is he going to get like someone that the audience knows and wants to see like make a complete dumbass out of themselves, or is he going to get someone who he thinks he can control and is pathetic enough to actually like succeed? And the answer is always going to be it's going to be whatever Keen thinks he will be able to profitize or utilize from completely.
Yeah.
And again, doesn't realize that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
And he doesn't realize that this is exactly why the podcast was struggling to begin with. And like I said, I get getting angry and being like, I wasted all this time and money and effort into something that, it's not only not profitable, but is failing and has cost me like, what was it, 50K for each person?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, it's costing him a ton of money, or has already cost him like $250,000 for each of them, basically. And he can't like turn this around. And again, like I said, I get the anger, I get the frustration, I get the fact that you put all this money and time and effort into someone, you invest in them, and then not only do they turn out to be not a good investment or not fit for your work, they're actively conspiring to destroy everything you've created. I get it. Like I get being upset and angry and being like, holy shit, I'm so fucking pissed off. But you just kind of have to sit there and go like, you know what, I'm gonna like I should handle this privately. I should handle this quietly. I shouldn't send a fucking audio thing to my unstable individual screaming my fucking head off, sounding like I'm about to cry like a fucking child because he didn't get his fucking ice cream cone. Or screaming, you should kill yourself. You should, because again, that doesn't look good. That just makes you look like an unhinged lunatic, and people be like, you know what, I'm not going to work with Keemstar. I'm going to walk away from this. Or I'm just not going to do it. Again, he makes himself look like a fucking lolcow, and it's hilarious because he's like, no, I'm this, I'm that, no. Just constantly. It's just legitimately pathetic at the end of the day. And I like, as mean as this sounds, all I can say is, it couldn't have happened to a nicer person.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, other than that, it is what it is, and I'm starting to wonder if they're actually going to like. Uh, Let me see here. Just trying to see like what they're gonna do in terms of like. I'm trying to think of the right
Uh,
word here.
Big Assets, there's not a Christian Roblox game that, what I know. No! Damn it. I'm sorry, I'm letting their stuff on fire.
Nice.
Oh shit. No!
But that's what I mean. It's just it's nearly a constant. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's nearly constant like stupid shit. At the end of the day.
Yeah. It's like.
And. Hmm.
Well, I watched the episode. It's just, Muda, Badass, and Turkey Cuck going on about the the farmers going on about their stuff, and apparently the podcast isn't over yet. So, and Boogie wasn't fired, so.
Yeah, again, yeah, that's a big thing we have to kind of keep putting out there. So this gigantic, yet every single time, because let's face it, these idiots haven't been, they're desperately trying to make it work out, and they're trying to like ride the high seas essentially, and I don't think it's going to last very long, especially with like shit like this happening, Keem having these breakdowns. I fully suspect that at some point within this like podcast's life cycle, it's gonna just fucking implode on itself.
Yeah.
And I don't expect it to be like a simple like we're going our separate ways because we respect each other's privacy. It's gonna be like a huge fucking shit slinging competition of like everyone just screaming, "Oh, Keem did this! Oh, what's his name? Boogie did that, Wings did this." It's just gonna be like a shit plane, and nobody cares, or nobody like there'll be a bump in it to watch this trash fire like burn to the ground, but that's it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big Assets. I'll let you know. I'm sorry. I'm just in the game right now. Just
Like I said, it's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not gonna be like, oh, what's it called? I'm not gonna be like, oh, the what's it called? This is what's gonna happen because this and this, and I should really hope it fails. And it's more like I'm just tossing like general predictions around and being like, it's probably gonna be like this, or I could be surprised all the same. Am I gonna be following this shit? Hell no. It's like this is some like I like a good dumpster fire. I like watching people like burn out in real time, and like really shitty people getting dumped on by like 100 different folks, right? But this isn't something I'm gonna watch because again, there's no soul of brevity to it. It's basically just it's Keem trying to find a new avenue of success, using these guys as his money factories, and then trying to commercialize lolcows. And the idea, I'm guessing, is that he wants to be the pioneer of the next big internet fad. But again, that's where the problem, the problem in lies, is that people monetizing lolcows and tricking them into things is already done. The point of a lolcow is that you don't financially support them because they just squander your money and you look like a dumbass for doing it. What you're supposed to do is just kind of laugh at them from a distance, pretend you're going to give them money, and then pull the rug from under them. It's like that old gag of the dollar bill on the fishing. The moment they try to bend down and pick it up, whoop, there it goes.
Yeah.
But again, this is what I mean. Keem doesn't get that. He just thinks that, how do I put it? He just thinks that if they control the money supply, like he's on this mentality that my haters pay me to hate me, right? But that's not what it is. It's especially with lolcows. It's not like sending them a dollar donation to get them to read like some cringy like you're a fat fuck who never saw his penis. Like it's nothing like that. It's more just these, how do I put it? They're willing to put these people into the questions per se, you know?
Yeah.
But again, like I said, this is shit Keem doesn't understand nor will understand. He'll just keep doing this because, like I said, Keem is unironically a lolcow himself, and he doesn't realize the situation, like the precarious situation he's put himself in. He's put a giant like shame spotlight on himself, and he doesn't realize that at any moment he can fall from the quote unquote farmer to the act like to the next big lolcow. He doesn't get that.
I hate
He's just
that. They're
under.
like, oh, farmers and lol. It's so freaking sensationalized.
Yeah, the idea is that they're trying to, because a lolcow is, it's a cow you milk for, it's a cow that you milk for content. Ooh, right. So he thinks he's being really clever with this whole like, oh, we're the farmers, we milk the cow, blah blah blah. He thinks it's so clever, but in reality, it's more like, how do I put it? It's closer to essentially just, you know, what's the expression that people say, tard wrangler?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's closer to, we're the tard wranglers, and these are our tard, basically. And even then, they don't. It's nothing to be proud of. It's nothing to be like, oh, I'm a farmer. I control these idiots. Ooh, it's nothing like that. It's more like, you look like a fucking moron for even trying.
Yeah.
And this is, and this is especially the case with the circumstances and the situation everybody finds themselves in. And again, Keem doesn't get that eventually, like I said, the tide's going to turn. People are going to turn on Keem like they have done before and try to do shit to him. Again, Keem should know this better than anyone. He, like I said before, he almost got completely annihilated during that whole Leafy is here drop and barely survived by the skin of his teeth because, again, Leafy turned out to be a bigger idiot than he was. There's no one to protect him from this time. And it's weird to see him, like, trying desperately to, like, how do I put it? To, like, again, I think someone kind of put it the best like this. Trying to touch the poo, as it were,
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing. But, and especially the case, like I said, with people, what's it called? And it's really a big case as well, considering that, like I said, people hate Keem for various reasons, be it because he's done a drama alert on them, or he's personally pissed somebody off, like all this kind of shit. But, like I said, he doesn't realize, what's the best way I can put it? Like I said, there's more people willing to gun for his head than they are defending him, and it's for legitimate reasons. And I don't think putting up more, like, for lack of a better term, meat shields in front of himself is going to change them.
Yeah.
If anything, he's just basically, like, he's giving people more incentive to want to hurt him, basically. And obviously by hurt, I mean, go after him and do shit, basically. Not actually, like, hurt, or... I shouldn't even say that, because I can't say people wouldn't want to try and hurt Keemstar, because let's face it, the world is full of crazy, unhinged lunatics who will do absolutely horrendous things because they're crazy, unhinged lunatics. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I get
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just lol
Mm-hmm.
cows are shit. And yeah.
And if you touch the shit, you are shit.
Yeah.
Again, you'd think someone like Keem would know this, but it's like, no, no. He's just being a dumbass. Sorry, dumbass slash doesn't fully understand the consequences of what he's getting himself signed up to. So.
Yeah.
The question really becomes, what then? I don't know where this is going to go, to be completely honest. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, I think they're gonna do a few more episodes, and if it keeps like dropping off in like views, it's gonna,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, this is a problem with sorry. This is the problem with sensationalized content like this. In order to keep it going, you gotta keep feeding that furnace of bigger and bigger and bigger like issues. Bring on more trash for the dumpster fire, like all this kind of shit. And it only works so far as you know you can keep upping the ante per se. What happens when you run out of like I want to use like this as an example. Back in the day when the Jerry Springer used to be a huge fucking thing, um, there was a mixture of like legitimate people who were just garbage human beings and got their lives like aired out on fucking national television. But it turned out sometime later, you also discovered that Jerry would select people from the audiences and then set them up as guest stars to return and basically become paid actors, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's how he kept the Jerry Springer show going by manufacturing and creating false drama to basically keep the show propped up. And once it eventually came to light, that kind of started to kill the Jerry Springer show. And then a few other like copycat shows came out trying to like either emulate the same thing and make it all about Jerry style content with like the same kind of like, oh, look at these trash humans we found. Isn't that crazy? Da 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 da. Or people being like trying to just manufacture and do shit all the time. And like I said, that's kind of what killed the reality TV show like that basically overnight, essentially. And this is the problem Keem is going to find himself in very soon, is that he has to keep manufacturing some form of drama or keep the drama going long enough to incentivize people to keep coming in. And it has to be like, oh, look at the beef that so and so got involved. And I don't know if they're going to be having like a revolving um, door of what's it called? A revolving door of like lol cows to come in, or if it's just going to be the same three guys.
Probably the same three guys, unless they can get low tier god on.
Do you think low tier god would actually go on a stream that is dedicated, or sorry, podcast that is dedicated at its core to making fun of people?
No, I mean, people have also suggested Christian as well. Like, just imagine him and Wings just, like, interacting with each other.
Chris would likely get scared off because he wouldn't be he wouldn't be able to control it, and people wouldn't play around with him, and they basically like Chris would say, I am the reincarnation of Jesus. Right, like he'll say that, and then immediately after saying that, either Boogie or Wings of Redemption are just gonna like flat out say, "Shut the fuck up, Chris. No, you're not. You're just a moron who fucked his mom." And then he'll just kind of go, just very meekly and shyly kind of going like, Because let's face it, Chris shrinks away from conflict whenever possible, and will try, like especially now, he is desperately trying to keep up this like good guy persona, and it's not working.
Yeah, yeah. It's like he's trying his best to like preserve what little credibility he has.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's not effing working. People are calling him out on his shit left, right, and sideways. And as you can imagine, it's how do I put it? It's not going to work. You know, people are going to still call him out on his shit. The local podcast is going to destroy whatever Chris does. And the other thing, hold on. Sorry, I'm just pulling up something here. But that's kind of what I mean. The big problem is just that they wouldn't be able to get Chris. And the other thing as well is that I don't know if Chris would be able to, like, I don't know if Chris, what's the word?
Oh my god,
I don't know.
teammates. Sorry.
You're fine. I don't know if Chris would be able to. What's the word I'm looking for here? Um. Oh, I'm trying to think of the right word here. Hold on, bear with me. If Chris would have, what's his name? His typical guard dogs and protectors, because I don't know if Noel is gonna take a personal interest and like be like, no, you're not getting Chris, and like try to gatekeep him and slash threaten Keem and the others with like doxings and like like obviously it wouldn't work because doxing Keem and everybody else is pointless. They have public personas. But I'm talking more like, he'd be like, I will leak your information, I will destroy you. Like, Noel is not someone you fuck with, especially when he has like a literal legion of autists looking for every excuse under the sun to like bring down people like Keem and that sort of shit. Just for the funny.
I mean, he kind of sucked at fighting off the trannies.
True, but you know what I mean. Like, there's more of an incentive to attack these people than there are with the trannies because again they're more known and getting to them is easier than some like no name fucking loser out there,
Yes.
Yeah, especially with like people like Keem that you know for a fact it will just lose his fucking mind because again he is what's the word here? He has like people tried to dox him, people tried to get his information for the longest of times, right? And Keem has been able to sort of stay off the radar as much as possible.
It's been out there. It's been out there. Like Wings of Redemption trying to use it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's kind of out there. Like Keem, we know the general area Keem's in. We kind of got like a general kind of like here he is sort of deal, but we don't have like a here he is exact location. Go get his ass.
Yeah.
It's a general kind of like we've isolated him to like to the state of Wisconsin, but that's as far as that's gone,
Yeah.
And there like narrowing down Keem has been equal parts infuriating and equal parts impossible because Keem is always. I'm not going to say he's one step ahead of everyone. Hell no, far from it. It's more like he's been smart about avoiding and exposing himself to the world, basically. He knows how to, like, play things up. He knows how to avoid the general confrontation. He knows how to, like, get what he wants and stay in public consciousness, but be far enough from it that he can like still get away with the shit that he does without any real repercussion,
Yeah.
And that's kind of that's just like to use a term here. That's his only saving grace is that he's able to like slip by like a little snake and not really get caught in the trap per se. Like he can squeeze his little head through whatever and then just slither away. But that's basically as far as it goes with Keem. And again, if more people get angry, like legitimately pissed off with Keem, and I mean like I don't like I'm just throwing it out there. Like I don't know, legitimately it gets like under everybody's skin, and I mean like just I don't even know how to put it. Like just get in there and like do something truly fucked up or like truly like I have nothing to lose now to go after you, then I wouldn't be surprised if people like around the area and things like that were like, "Holy shit, yeah, I know that guy. He's in my town." And then that leaks to others like, "Oh, what town are you in?" And then they manage to get like that information, and then they use that, and bish bash bush, and here we are basically. Keem's exact location is found, and then people all around the area are now devoted to just fucking with him. Like fair, like people going justifying it, saying, "Oh, turnaround is fair play, bitch. Turnaround is fair play." That kind of thing. Like maybe people holding grudges for years on end. Now, again, I'm saying all this. I'm not saying I hope this happens. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm not saying anything like that because that is some cringe lord bullshit. But I'm just throwing it out there as it could be a possibility, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh
Why?
Jesus Christ! I didn't know how fucked up he got. Oof. Sorry, I just looked up something. Um, so I'm a Metal Gear fan, right? Love the series, pretty good.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't played it. Um, so I was curious, and well, there's a character in Metal Gear, Solidus, who dies in the second game, but they bring his body back in the fourth game as a decoy to his father, Big Boss, because he's a perfect clone, right? And we don't really see the character, like what his body is, because he's how do I call it? He's the thing's kind of obscured and everything, and we just kind of get like a general kind of like, oh yeah, this is what it is, right? I found the model recently, and they cleared up the bag texture for the body, and it's like Jesus Christ, I didn't know how little was left. So basically, they explained that in the second game his own son Raiden, after like their big final showdown, I'm gonna kill you, father, yada 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 thing, right? After they fight each other, Raiden uses his sword, splits his back open, severs his spine, and that's basically what kills Solidus. But the problem is that um, Solidus doesn't doesn't or didn't die. Like Raiden or Raiden did the cut so well that it caused the spine to be severed from the rest of the body, but he was still very much alive, basically, just in a comatose state. So they recovered his body, the Patriots did, the secret organization. They took it, and that body was later just found by like another group who's trying to like fight them. And because they wanted it to be a decoy, they purposely um, changed him and did things to basically like alter the body in such a way where it would be unrecognizable. And what I see here is just, like I said, this isn't living. This is just the body is being kept alive and should be dead. Basically, what they've done is they let the skin dissolve, so it's just muscle and some bone tissue exposed. They've removed his arms completely, and he's just a torso. There's no hips, there's no legs, there's no anything. And you can see where they've implanted like tubes and things to feed and keep him alive. So there's like a dialysis machine to his heart, tubes in like the stomach, lower pelvis region to like get rid of like waste and or like buildup of decay or things like that. It's like I said, it's not fucking living. This is hell. My God, But again, I'm a little impressed by how grisly it is, but by how little they actually showed in the main game. You know, they
Yeah.
left it up to your imagination, and I appreciate that. Still though, just oof, fuck me. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, to be completely honest. That is some super villain level. Like I took vengeance on my enemy, so I turned him into a wall trophy.
Yeah.
Or so, no, it's a. I've turned him into a wall decoration. You know, just no, thank you. No fucking thank you.
Oh my
Anyhow.
fucking lord. Oh man, I'm getting sick of this bullshit. Oh, of course. I'm not fucking dealing with this. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's 4 games in a goddamn row. I keep getting shitty teams that aren't doing anything about the frickin' people, and the enemy teams are always the ones with all the frickin'. Like, I swear to God, some of these people are brain dead, Rev. Brain dead.
I get you. I hate that too. Just like you want to win the game, and you're kind of like, okay, let's have fun, but let's actually do something. And then your teammates just kind of like running around, exploring the map, just like doing stupid shit. And you're just like, God, fuck.
If you know that your team's going to be bad when your team, like, you see all these custom profile pictures, if your team is full of people with custom avatars, you know they're going to be pretty decent. But anyone
Uh-huh.
with the default thing, like the bacon hair, they're gonna be shit. They're gonna be brain dead, and you're gonna be the only one on the team who's actually doing anything, and it's gonna be annoying because the enemy team will always be shit talking you and being like, "Oh, easy, easy, skill issue. You're so bad." And I hate when those stupid Zoomers say that. I want to gouge your. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna stop. Point
You
is,
just get so pissed off you could just scream.
yeah, it's just so annoying. It's like I'm trying to have a good time, and this game is fun when you actually have a functioning team. But it's like half the time I'm the only one actually doing anything. While my team is shooting walls, literally shooting walls with their bacon hair, while the enemy team's acting like they're so good because they had an easy match.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I gotta bring up the laundry. I'll be right back.
You're good.
back. Hello?
I'm still here. I'm just eating a burger. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Roblox seems fun but silly. Yeah, it's fun when I'm winning, not when I'm losing. No, I was doing pretty good earlier today. I burnt their Zeppelins down with this thingy thing, and now I can't do it anymore. I don't know, I'm trying a smaller server. Let's see. I'm just checking. Okay. You know, it's a great sign when the first thing you see is that the entire thing is like, you know, it's great when you see like, what is your team doing? You know, if they're have their fingers up their butt.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. No, it's just the average experience in this game. I mean, look at this.
The average experience. People just have things up their ass the entire game.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing else to it. It's just everyone and their mother just ass.
Yeah, I'm just gonna place this firebomb. Hope no one takes notice of. Oh God, you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, get away from me, you rapist. Oh my Lord.
If you touch me, I'll scream. Meanwhile, I'm going to touch you so fucking hard.
This is the thing, like, here's my problem. Why can't my team do this, you know? Because the thing is when I'm doing things, my team isn't like extinguishing stuff. They are shoving things up their ass, taking dumps on the toilet, stuff like that. Of course. And I'm placing another firebomb. How do you like that?
It's like, how do you like that, Mr. A Game?
Yeah, it's these assholes, these people. I am burning their shit down because I'm mad because they know. Oh, you're extinguishing it. Oh. Yeah, screw you, loser. Yeah, anger. Oh, of course, our Zeppelin goes down. Wow.
I just thought of an awful fucking quote-unquote prank.
What?
This is evil. You've put a fake fire extinguisher in someone's house, and then when the fire happens, and they try to put it out with the fire extinguisher, it shoots gasoline instead.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh God. That's so fucked, but I love it.
You know what's gonna happen now? I'm gonna try and join the winning team, and everyone's gonna mysteriously join the team I was just in. You know, there's definitely a conspiracy going on here.
So, someone's like, "How can we rig this up to fuck Jordan even more?" Oh, I know, and then just proceed to do that.
Yeah, I hope all of what the fuck? This is a pregnant lady.
The fuck?
Yeah, she's
like super casual, just super casual. Oh yeah, it's a pregnant lady. What?
Yeah. You know, thankfully it seems like all the losers left, so thankfully I can be the big loser now.
Why is that funny to me? Just the super casual is like, good, everyone left. Now I can be the fuck boy.
Yeah, we're look at us, Skibbity Toilet over here. We have United Nations soldier. You know, is this actually accurate to how United Nations people act?
Speaking of Europe and their odd fucking ways, I want to share a little bit of history. So, have you ever wondered why Nazi soldiers back in the day, specifically officers, always had scars on their faces?
No,
Well, it turns out prior to the Second World War, there was a sort of let's call it big boys club, and this was like for the elites and the more posh sort of like individuals, like the prissy boys and the city boys, and all those that like come from wealthy families and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
And what they would now to prove that you were honorable and high class and capable, and this was mostly in Germany and some places around Europe as well. They would participate in duels. Now this wasn't like your typical fencing kind of like I'm going to poke you with a sword that's gonna like that has like a blunted end at the end, like a little ball thing or things like that, right? No, this was a completely different type of dueling, and it was called a menser. Um, Roughly translate, menser means, let me see if I can find it, from the word Latin meaning dimension. So basically, how a menser duel works is completely different from a traditional duel. The opponents will stand in front of each other and wear heavily modified uh, protective padded clothing around the neck, the chest, and the exposed limb region. But the main dueling arm, specifically your dominant hand, would have this very large, very wide, padded sort of protective layering to it. So it's like super dense, very hard to cut through, right? And the objective of a Menser duel is for both parties to stand their ground and attack each other with bladed weapons. To picture how it goes, you would basically stand there, raise your right arm into the air as if you're holding a sword, twist it down so that way your thumb is facing downwards, and then start swinging your wrists back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, doing a figure eight motion. And basically, the goal was to show no fear and bravery in the face of danger. And so you would fight with your opponent, and the goal is to basically, for lack of a better term, disfigure your opponent. This is where the scar situation came from. Basically, because you're fighting with elongated bladed weapons with no protective coverings whatsoever, it wasn't uncommon for a duelist to actually get horribly maimed during this process. So they would get a part of their face completely and utterly slashed off in the process. Um, to counteract this and to avoid grievous injury, the moment an opponent starts bleeding, the point goes to the victor. So they would step back and essentially, that's where the duel would stop. It's a sort of best to three, essentially. There's two judges as well. These are the top master duelists. They will stand, one will pick one side, the other will pick the other. They'll stand in between the two and raise their swords. One will be below, one will be above. And the goal is, should the duel get too intense or should an opponent step forward or overstep their bound or something like that, they'll interfere with the duel, bring their swords up, and stop it before it gets any more serious. Um, these duels also revolved around they had some form of protection for the face. So you would wear these specially modified goggles, which impaired vision, but were supposed to protect the eyes, and a nose guard to prevent the nose from being sliced off. And essentially, it was considered a badge of honor if you had a grisly sort of deep gash in your face, because that meant you were not only a skilled fencer and duelist, but you walk away with a badge of honor to signify your position and rank within Menster society, essentially.
How?
hmm When the Second World War started up, some Germans still did this. Officers would still try to settle their differences in a Menster duel. It was Hitler who said that the entire practice had to be outlawed because he viewed it as barbaric, and it disfigured too many of his men. What's the point of being a soldier if you can't see shit, basically? Or if your mouth is so fucked up you can't even say basic commands because your face can't stretch as it used to, essentially.
Yeah.
So, effectively, the dueling practice has long since fallen out of favor. It's viewed as a barbaric sort of practice. you only see it recreated in like certain groups and certain like places, and even then, with the improvements and enhancements of protective guards these days, um, you don't see many facial disfigurings in places. Will also use the fencing or the fencer, what's it called, protective ball at the end, or modify it slightly so that way the blade doesn't actually cut open the people's face, essentially.
Yeah.
But what is it?
Well, I got my revenge, and I've actually successfully burnt down the Zeppelin. Look, we're burning it. I used the Scorcher Flame to do it.
Oh,
And
nice.
hopefully they don't have
Wait.
a fire. Oh, a pregnant lady. No, she's dead now.
Out of context, it sounds so weird. Oh, pregnant lady. Oh, she's dead now. But yeah, basically that's how the dueling practice was, and for a good while, a lot of people were, fine with it, and like I said, it was viewed as normal. Nowadays, we view it as a barbaric practice. Really, personally, I can respect it. Again, our instinct is to back away from something horrible, like something dangerous. But to be able to stand your ground, duel someone, and be willing to take that permanent disfigurement, I think is admirable. Personally, I think we should settle more of our differences with Menser duels. To be completely honest, no more of this like internet blood sport bullshit. No, bring back the duels. Back up your words with fencing.
Yeah.
I might add that into my own projects, to be completely honest. Like Destiny retold the return of like proper Menser duels, essentially. Like maybe some colonies brought back the practice, but use different weapons now. I think that could work. Yes. Anyway, this history lesson has been brought to you by the Aryan Brotherhood. The Aryan Brotherhood, keeping the white race pure for thousands of. I couldn't even finish it. I couldn't say that with a straight fucking face. Oh god! Like whenever I say that, I just picture like a bunch of loser rednecks just sitting around a place, just super angry, like staring at fucking NASCAR or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god! My fucking face. I'm sorry. Laughing too much. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
have the plan anymore. Oh shit, we're on fire.
it's like fuck. It's all going tits up. Oh god, my kingdom. It's ruined. My hubris. Oh boy. Oh dear.
This is so satisfying, man. This feels so good after all the bullshit I've had to deal with. United Nations. You just got set on fire. Oh. Oh, quite unfortunate. Your entire thing is gone. And you don't have a fire extinguisher, so you can't do shit.
Who could have seen that coming? If only you had a fire extinguisher. Just throws it off the edge. Just like someone's running to you, trying to get it. You just stare at them and just throw it off the edge. Like fuck you.
Yeah.
Like super deadpan face too. Just like, oh fuck yourself.
Everyone is just getting stabbed now.
I haven't seen this much backstabbing since the days of Rome.
Yeah, it's pretty much playing the spy, except... He's running! Look at he's on fire axe!
Like, I felt like I was trying to set up a fucking, what's it called? A fucking Family Guy cutaway game. Ugh, I feel nasty.
You were? You felt like that?
Yeah, like it felt like when I said I haven't seen this much since, and then just insert the fucking cutaway bit. Like, ugh, God, please don't.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
I want to say something too. You noticed how Boogie was saying "I respect that" to every negative comment he got. Who does that remind
mhm,
us of? Who
mhm,
reminds that us of?
mhm, mhm. Hmm. How oddly specific.
Yeah, I wonder who that reminds us
Mhm. I
of.
swear to God, just like these fuckers, like I swear they like steal from each other's playbook. It's like, how can I, how can I like appease the person who wants to kill me? Oh, I'll just say I respect their whatever it is, and then they'll be like, okay, if you're being reasonable, then I get to keep doing the stupid the fuck shit I'm doing. It's perfect. It's foolproof. It's not like someone's gonna like see through that shit and realize I'm a fake fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus Christ, I swear to God, sometimes people are just retarded.
Yeah.
Well, so thanks to SpongeBob, I now can't say I swear to God without entering that next part. You know, police, I swear to God, not simping for a child.
Hmm.
Jesus. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Christ.
Oh, Jesus.
I swear, these
11.
work days are just, they take more out of me, I swear. Just,
Oh, God. Yeah.
open eye, turn away my little dark age.
Sorry if I'm not talking. I'm just kind of trying to
You're
think.
fine. You're like hyper fixated slash like zoned in on the pride.
Yeah, I gotta burn down their goddamn Zeppelin because we somehow lost that match. These guys should have had their entire thing just destroyed, but apparently not. So I gotta put a firebomb there. Flamethrowers. This is what I'm happy. I'm so happy I can do this. That these dumb. Oh damn it! No, you don't. No, you don't. Yes.
Panic. Just like, yes, I'm so great. Oh God, no, 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 no.
Well, I actually managed to destroy planes by doing that before, and it was. Well, I actually got it on
Oh,
live stream, so I don't gotta worry about people not believing me. But that was, make a good clip.
that's right. Again, that was just still so. It's like the confidence, the pride. Is like, yeah, yeah, I've got this on lock. I'm so great, and then immediately the panic, just like shit, no, 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 no.
Yeah, it just blew up too. I just was running away.
Uh,
Oh, oh, we have a dumbass in the captain's seat, it seems.
ah. So I also thought of something stupid from Top Gear again. Their what was it? Their replacements for, oh God, what's the word? Police cars. That's it. It
Replacements?
was so in the UK, like um, police police are completely neutered in comparison. Like for example, they aren't given ballistic body armor. They're given like stab-proof things because the average UK citizen does not have access to firearms, but they do have access to chemical weapons. So if someone was to get like a weapon imported in, assemble it, and start killing police, there's something they can do. Even the police departments will often say, "It's like we don't have body armor to provide. Please go to your local like wherever to get body armor at your earliest convenience, basically." Or like I said, they're completely and utterly neutered in comparison to everything else. So, as you can imagine, so too are their police vehicles. They are absolute shit. So Top Gear took a crack at them and basically created their own versions of police vehicles. Basically, they created things to like be for the police force and yada yada yada. So it was just like it was three little cars that were like built for like one was built for speed, another one was built for like tackling and all that sort of stuff, right? And so I'm not sure if it was Clarkson or no, it was Clarkson. Clarkson added on his vehicle a pair of what is it called? Um, oh, what are they called? It's a spike on the side of the tire. What's it called? Uh,
I don't know what they're called.
I think it's like a kneecapper, I think, or something like that. Basically like a long spike that protrudes out from the side, right? And Richard Hammond basically he bought a like industrial size um welcome mat, basically like a huge fucking mat of some sort, and added like a bunch of like spikes and nails to it, right? And so these two had brilliant ideas where basically Clarkson would use his kneecappers to like get behind someone's car and then take out the back tire because that's the tire that like provides the power to the rest of the vehicle. Without that, you would have to switch to like four-wheel drive or rely on one tire, which means he'll start spinning out like a motherfucker, right? And for the challenge, it kind of worked, but the problem was is that he didn't build the kneecapper like properly. Basically, what he did was he welded it to the hubcap. And as a result, all the hubcap itself started to come undone, and the entire back wheel just flew off of his car, not theirs. It just completely got destroyed. So that put him out of the challenge because he couldn't do it. Richard, on the other hand, basically set up the spiker, right? And what he wound up doing was because they were on like a flat track, basically, so it was like a circle. He gets into position to lay the ambush and then deploys this like spiker. So basically, the mat springs out from the front, unfolds, and sets up a tire trap, basically. And he thought he won because he just goes ha 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 ha, like expecting it to actually work. It failed because not only was it too short to actually reach the other side of the road, his perp just like drove around it like it was nothing. And he's left with like, oh no. Just staring, watching this guy just drive by, and just gonna go like, well, that like the execution and the concept were fine. Oh no, sorry, the idea is fine. The execution was just fucking miserable.
Yeah.
And that's not even to count their police chase, which was just fucking absurd. Basically, again, like I said, making fun of the police and everything like that, and pathetic cars, yada yada yada. Seeing which car was the best getaway driver car, all that sort of shit. That entire challenge, James May won because he knew how to like take the roadside curves and everything, and basically like made them look like complete asses. Like I said, slow and steady. He was successful, escaped, managed to get away with everything. It was just incredibly comical to the point where they had to bring out of military vehicles to try and stop him. This includes the infamous drone of intrusiveness, which I'm sure I've showed you.
Yeah, I mentioned the drone one time, and then you said, "Oh, that reminds me of the drone of intrusive." And it's just like the UAV, that kind of.
Starts it up, runs down the road, immediately crashes into the side of the grass, and he just goes, "The drone of intrusiveness has crashed." just this is why this is why the police haven't deployed drones yet, because they can't take off properly. Oh god, but they also brought in other fucking uh what was it? They brought in other fucking vehicles to try and stop him, and this includes what was it? What are they called? It's a military tool designed specifically to like clear minefields. It's a tool that basically has a spinning flail at the front, and what it does is that it's far enough from the vehicle that it'll go out ahead of it and then blow up the what's it called? Oh, I'm just trying to think of the right word here. Oh, I'm trying to think of the right word here. It'll go ahead and start like kind of triggering the air. So it'll go like ahead a little bit. And if there's a mine or something ahead, the chains will set it off, but there'll be no damage to the vehicle itself. So essentially, it's one of the more like safer ways to clear a minefield. But the problem is because the vehicle's so fucking big that it's very easy to like hit the wrong thing. Like you're too wide. You're not actually like it's not clearing a space in front of itself. It's clearing more of like a small space in front of the vehicle, not like as wide as the vehicle itself.
Yeah.
So as a result, boom, parts of the vehicle explode, and it's a very risky kind of job. That's why you don't see it used very often anymore. But they they use one of these to try and get James May out of a car parking lot, right? So they set up the flail behind, like to break down the wall to get him out of his vehicle, right? Didn't work. Not only because the thing is loud as hell and was giving them away that they were trying to break open the wall behind James May. It was the wrong wall as well. So all he had to do was pull out, and by the time they broke down the wall, he was gone. They're like, "What the hell is he? Where is he?" Right? So then they proceed, and I shit you not, to just say, "Fuck it, we're getting a tank." Yes, they got a tank to chase after James May in a little car, and proceeded to just wreck shit. So it was Richard Hammond in the tank, drove through the brick wall, is chasing after him, and screams, or as people are watching him, just says, quote, "The first thing you need to know is, I have an erection." I'm just sitting there like, I don't need to know this, but thank you for letting me know. So
did you see that? So by the way?
What?
Half the bottom half of the Zeppelin completely fell off because I burnt it all off.
Oh yeah, yeah. And everyone was like, "Oh shit!"
Talking about the tank.
It's like a Looney Tunes bit. I swear to God. So it gets worse.